everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. as you like sometimes, just depending on how the game's going. So it is a preseason game, and for us, that doesn't change anything. We still want to win.
We don't do a lot of game planning for the preseason. That's not how we approach it. We're just going to run our stuff that we've been practicing and just give our guys the best chance to go compete and really prove themselves.
If you're someone who just sees the stats or just watches the highlights, you have to understand what went down on that field in Soldier Field. And it's hard for me to take away that Andy Dalton is the best option.
Deep shot. Jonte Johnson makes the grab. Nice job by Justin Fields.
He's the guy, and I hate that he's not been given an opportunity to prove it.
Just like Lil Wayne, must say, real G's moving silent, like lasagna. As Kyle Shanahan is sitting back, everybody's wondering who they're going to go with. Is it going to be Jimmy G? Is it going to be Trey Lance?
He said it there. He says there are things that Trey does that we're not going to show in August for obvious reasons. You're not putting that on film.
Yep.
Trey Lance has an entire part of his game that we have not seen yet. It's the mobile part.
Yeah, I'd like to see touchdowns, to be honest with you. You know, offensively, we didn't really have much rhythm, so we got to get that fixed.
As of this moment, Cam Newton appears to have the inside track in New England against rookie Mac Jones, but Mac is going to be able to have the spotlight all to himself over the next few days because Cam Newton will be away from the team. He ended up violating the NFL's COVID-19 testing protocols.
I thought we got what we wanted to get accomplished, get him familiar with administering the offense in an in-stadium-like circumstance. I thought he did a great job of communicating. He made good and fluid decisions. We're able to move the ball.
I've been in on Zach Wilson since that.
Root is a new type of car insurance that looks deeper than traditional insurers. By using the sensors in your
this is basically the consolation bowl for the Dallas Cowboys.
Shout-outs here, Trevor Lawrence. It's fair. Safety groups, the backups. That's true. That's like all of them.
Something related to that hit is what they're exploring, and they are going to know more in the next couple of days, but the expectation is that he is going to miss at least a couple of weeks.
Through the air, they were on fire, lighting defenses up with nearly 400 yards passing per game, total yards up near 500 a game, but they didn't have a winning record either. So factor that in, right, as we get a look at this Cowboys offense this year. Again, no preseason action for Dak after dealing with the shoulder strain. Back here with Willie McGinnis and David Carr. DC, how do you feel about where this Cowboys offense is right now, knowing Dak hasn't had any real game action since Week 5 last year?
Yeah, the tendency is to just kind of point back to those stats that we showed and say, that's just what they're going to be when they show back up. But in reality, what happened was no one really knew what to expect of this Mike McCarthy offense coming in. And then Dak played excellent. And then over the period of the course of the season, teams understood what they were doing. And obviously Andy Dalton was playing and some guys got hurt, but their offense kind of slowed down a little bit. I think that we got to pump the brakes a little bit on what to expect here because, and maybe the internet can help me out, or the fans at home, but I haven't been around or seen a quarterback that missed significant time in the offseason due to an injury and now an injury in camp, and he's come out just guns blazing. I just don't see it. I mean, I can't remember a quarterback doing that. I just know as a player myself, that would be extremely difficult to come in with no game reps and then just to come out winging it and throwing it all over the field like I hadn't missed a rep. It's going to be very difficult. He has a lot of work ahead of him. We'll just see how it works out.
Yeah, and he's definitely got to work himself back into the rotation and getting back as a starter. We know what this offense looks like.
The new Google Pixel 5a with 5G lets you do this.
Because they were playing from behind, the defense was bad, but he was on pace to break a lot of records. And we also know what the offense looks like without Dak. So let's just work him back in slow. They know what they're doing. Yeah. They know with Dak, they got a chance. Without him, they definitely don't.
No easing into this thing, though, with the defending Super Bowl champions. Right. That Todd Bowles defense heating them up here to start things on kickoff night. Let's go. We are ready. And we have the Jaguars and Cowboys about to get set to kick off right here on NFL Network. But for fans in Jacksonville and Dallas, you'll need to check local listings for live coverage in your markets. And for the rest of you, Jags and Cowboys starts right now. Here we go, final opportunity to see the #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, lead the Jaguars here in this preseason before the Jags kick off the regular season against the Houston Texans. Jags and Cowboys coming up live here on NFL Network in this preseason finale. Hello, everybody. Welcome to NFL Total Access, presented by Progressive Insurance. I am Rhett Lewis here with the Super Bowl champions, Willie McGinnis and David Carr. And guys, before we dig into this game, let's get you back out to AT&T Stadium, and we're going to check out the action here from AT&T Stadium. Jags and Cowboys kickoff is on the way. Raiders and 49ers, middle game of our triple header here on this final day of the preseason. 4 p.m. Eastern Time kick. Patriots and Giants will wrap things up for us at 6. Let's now get back down to the field at AT&T Stadium with James Slater and a report from the field.
Fourth and final preseason game for the Dallas Cowboys here at AT&T Stadium, and we will not see quarterback Dak Prescott under center. Now, he has been recovering from that shoulder strain in his throwing shoulder, but good news this week, he's no longer on a pitch count, and according to the team, he looks to be a full go with no limitations heading into week 1. Now, not calling plays today will be offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. That's because head coach Mike McCarthy wants him to focus on that Tampa Bay game, giving instead the opportunity for quarterbacks coach Doug Nussmeier to sharpen his skills at the position. And as for defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, he is still in COVID protocol, meaning Joe Witt Jr. will once again be calling the plays from the booth.
So certainly plenty of storylines ahead, even with some starters not playing for both the Cowboys and the Jaguars. The jobs are on the line. Roster cutdown deadline is coming on Tuesday. And without Dak Prescott here starting again for the Cowboys today, what do you want to see from this Cowboys offense here, DC?
Well, it is difficult because, like you said, or like you heard from Jane, they're kind of looking forward to Tampa Bay already, which I understand. But there are a lot of guys looking for jobs. There's a lot of pieces that you can still fit into this offense, even with Kellen Moore starting to focus on the week next week. I think that when you go out there in your last preseason game, you want a good feeling coming out of it. You don't want to go in there and just, have something bad happen, have negative plays, because that's going to reverberate through your entire offense, through your entire team. So go out there, have a consistent day. Whoever's in there at quarterback, whoever's in there, make plays, be efficient, play up tempo, do some things, maybe change it up a little bit, give Tampa Bay something to study over the weekend.
Yeah, and unlike the offense, there's no consistency on the defense. There's a new system in place. That system was in place last year. So I think it's crucial for these young players like Micah Parsons and Dan Quinn, who is the new defensive coordinator, watching some of these players that they have get acclimated and learn as they add more to the game plan and how they're going to react and what they're going to do. I would say they'll play faster. They will digest the information and be able to run, hit, see, and hit. Unlike last year where there was a lot of confusion, a lot of guys playing out of position, A lot of mental errors, big plays happening. They couldn't stop the run, didn't control the trenches, which was a trickle-down effect to other things happening on the back end. So those players on defense, we need to see them get out there, be comfortable in the system, and Dan Quinn needs to see that from his players as well. 8 out of 11 of those picks this year were defensive players, which tells you the emphasis was on defense.
And I imagine that linebacker core among those most excited about this new system. Leighton Vander Esch back playing in his normal position, Jalen Smith, and then Micah Parsons. All right, and they're all going to be chasing down Trevor Lawrence today.
We need to see them
With the first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Clemson.
And so the inevitable has finally become reality.
I'm super excited to come down to Jacksonville and play for you guys, and I just can't wait to go to work.
All right, so after making Trevor Lawrence the first overall pick this year, he will now be the 10th quarterback to start Week 1. Yet David Carr is the only quarterback drafted #1 overall that started Week 1 that actually won in Week 1. DC, fond memories.
Set the bar.
That big one.
Set the bar really high, Trevor.
That's good stuff right there. All right, so look, final action for Trevor Lawrence today before we see him against the Texans Week 1. Is it all about command and control of this offense?
It is, and you can get him into some situational football too. That'd be great. Little 2-minute drive. You know, you never know what might happen as the game progresses. But I think the biggest thing is he's doing everything that you want to see him do. You don't want to see him develop any bad habits. You know, we showed the board and showed the opportunities that I had. Man, it was very similar to some of the things I'm seeing from them. A lot of pressure. He's holding the ball a little bit. Get him in some rhythms. Let him do some things like this. Move the pocket. Get the ball out of your hand quick. I think he'll be a much better player in the long run.
Yeah, we want to see him be comfortable, right, David? We want to see the ball come out. We want to see clean. We want to see his reads. And all those things happen that, you know, as it takes a young quarterback to do from week to week. The other thing is he may see a little more defensively because these defenses are also getting ready for the season. So each week we throw a little bit more at the offense. So he may be able to see a little bit more. He'll see a lot of zone, but they may mix in some zone blitzes, some different things that they want to work on. How will he handle that? I know from the Jags perspective, they want to see him take a leap and take a step forward from what they saw last week. And that's what it's all about. They named him a starter. Now he's getting all the reps with the ones.
Peep the hair flip here, Willie. It's
you got to do that. Hey, when you make a big play, you got to flip the hair. Take off the helmet and flip the hair. Just don't be on the field because that's a penalty.
That's right. Good point. You should be excited.
Right, but from the Jags, they named him the starter, and we saw a lot of inconsistencies also, guys, because he wasn't running all the reps with the ones. Yeah. So now that he's getting all those reps with the ones, we can see some consistency. He won't have a lot of pieces today, of course. Right. But once they put it together, we'll see more consistency and more, you know, them sync a little bit better.
No Marvin Jones today, as you mentioned, not some key pieces. No DJ Chark today. See some Laviska Shenault, but some interior offensive linemen also out for Trevor Lawrence. So we'll keep an eye on that, how much he ends up playing here, what he ends up looking like. I know we're all going to be watching. And, of course, we'll be back with you at the half of this game to break this whole thing down. Kicking off a fantastic triple header on this final day of the NFL preseason here live on NFL Network. And the Jaguars are teeing it up, and we're going to send it out to the Cowboys broadcast team. Kick this thing off.
2021, and it should be fun to see what Cowboys emerge as cut-down day in the National Football League. They got to get from 80 all the way down to 53 on Tuesday afternoon. And Mike McCarthy in his second year as the Cowboys head coach. Of course, on the other sideline, Urban Meyer in his first year at Jacksonville. We are set to go on a great Sunday afternoon in Arlington. Josh Lambeau with the kick. And it is returnable. Johnny Dixon out past the 30-yard line. Nice return and good field position for Cooper Rush.
So due to copyright reasons, I will be playing the game, but we'll be playing the scoreboard and the audio. I mean the official audio.
His numbers during the preseason as Rush played very well last week in a loss to the Houston Texans. He was 10 out of 12 throwing the football. Cowboys starting at their own 32-yard line here.
So due to copyright reasons, I will be game, but
And you'll
we'll
see
be playing
a lot of starters in there for Jacksonville, both on offense and defense. A little different approach for Urban Meyer. And that's Simi Fehoko, the draft pick out of Stanford, on the first completion of the day for Cooper Rush. Let's take a look at the Miller Lite starters for the Cowboys. Is Brandon Knight, who started a number of games for the Cowboys at left tackle last year, back there again to start this one. Terrence Steele at right tackle will also
3 and out for the Cowboys on their first drive of the game.
Guys, Brendan Knox in the backfield. We already saw Fehoko. Malik Turner, a big opportunity for the veteran wide receiver trying to win a roster spot. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
This is a definite
3 and out for the Cowboys on their first drive of the game.
Mike McCarthy and his football team, because again, he's got the 2s up there, and in some situations the 3s, and he's going against starters for Jacksonville.
That's big Roy Robertson Harris out of South Grand Prairie High School. And UTEP, batting the ball down. So 3rd and 10 from the 32.
For the Cowboys in the first drive of the game.
Hold on to your horses here.
Has time and overshoots the intended target in double coverage on the far sideline.
Not a good decision there by Cooper, because he is double covered. Michael, you talked to me about this route.
Yeah, and it looked like he was almost throwing it, just didn't to the guy over down that sideline. So it really, I don't know.
The corner just
who
fell
was
off.
trying to throw to. Right. It was a trap coverage. But that was nothing there anyway. The best thing was for him to throw that ball, airmail that ball, and get it out of bounds to kick the ball.
I think at the last minute, Cooper Rush adjusted his throw there and said, hey, I got to get this into the bench.
Taken at the 15-yard line, and with some running room down the sideline, Pharaoh Cooper tackled out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A return of a 53-yard punt and a return of 18 for Cooper.
I think at the last minute, Cooper Rush adjusted.
And Malik Hooker, who is fresh off the COVID list this past week, got activated on Friday, and he is in the starting lineup for the Cowboys on Sunday. And it was interesting before the game, Jerry Jones on Countdown to Kickoff saying Malik Hooker has made this roster. Like the Cowboys, Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville starting at their own 32-yard line on the first possession. First down pickup of about 6 yards. The completion to James O'Shaughnessy is tied in. The Miller Lite defensive starters for the Cowboys, Bradley Anai, second-year man out of Utah. Rondale Carter, the other defensive end. Linebackers are Luke Gifford, and the 4th-round pick out of LSU, Jabril Cox, who's had a nice preseason. Hooker, one of the safeties. Kelvin Joseph and Deshaun Wright, the 2 rookies at cornerbacks. 2nd and 4 from the 38.
2nd and 4 for Lawrence and Jaguars. Lawrence Clans takes a shot right side, and it's caught. What a catch on the right side, inside the 25-yard line. Jaguars offense clicking early.
For that young quarterback, Trevor Lawrence right here. Watch how he's straightening them back up right here. You know, a little push, but that was just
2nd and 4 for Lawrence and Jaguars. Lawrence Clans takes a shot right side, and it's caught. What a catch on the right side, inside the 25-yard line. Jaguars offense clicking early.
So you can make the play. That was a great play.
Philip Dorsett, you know where he learned that from. He's from the U, and he's from St. Thomas Aquinas, too.
2nd and 4 for Lawrence and Jaguars.
James
Lawrence
Robinson breaks a
takes
tackle,
a shot right side,
he gets
and
about
it's
5
caught.
yards to the 19.
What a catch on the right side, inside the 25-yard line.
I think they have the answer there. The quarterback, there's so many things that go into that quarterback being successful.
Philip Dorsett, you know where he learned that from. He's from the U, and he's from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
But in my mind, when you look at Trevor Lawrence, he has
how's your guy doing?
Virginia, Larchwood, Florida, Washington, Indiana, Wichita Falls. Again, as you see at the bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/stream. Keep that one in mind. Wisconsin, Florida. Austria, Tatum, San Diego. People freaking out, guys. You're playing it's the backups. Everyone relax. The end result of this game does not matter. Frankly.
Interesting. Before the Arizona game and last week's game against Houston, they had almost what I call like a pro day. Dak was out there with Doug Nussmeier throwing, going through the routes, threw about 50 balls. Today they did not do that because, as we just saw there, he's been practicing, working some 11 on 11. So be surprised if he's not ready for that Tampa game on September 9th. Matter of fact, he will be.
Johnny Dixon on the return, not as much this time as he is brought down after a return of about 17 yards.
Holding, receiving team, number 33. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Now is a good time to order a Papa John's pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
And Bill, going back to that touchdown by Jacksonville, they've had Trevor Lawrence on the field for 8 possessions. They had yet to score a touchdown up to that. So that was his first NFL touchdown pass. Now, something tells me, Michael, his career is going to be such that he will not keep that ball. There will be a
So I can't play the footage, but I can play the audio due to copyright.
position. That's Terrence Steele out of Cibolo High School, by the way. Steele High School in Cibolo, Texas, I should say. And Steele does a nice job there. And remember, again, I talked to Nate Newton during training camp, and Steele has kind of rebuilt his body. And I said,
let me know who do you think is going to win in the poll.
They're strong enough there that they handle who they're facing. You get to the NFL and you find out it better be a lot stronger.
Of course, he played at Texas Tech, was a 4-year starter at Texas Tech. That's Malik Turner again, who has experience. experience in this league with Seattle, and he looked good early on in training camp, then got hurt. Now he's back.
Let me know who do you think is gonna win in fall.
So now, babe, what you were talking about too. I talked to Nate about that. Also, I said, Nate, and I was joking with him on the pregame. I said it's great to rebuild your
Let me know
body,
who do you think is gonna win.
You get beat so much, you
fall.
got to also rebuild your mind. You know what I mean? To make sure that you're ready for what's about to happen.
And not much there for Hardy as he is gang tackled, especially for a guy coming off a rookie season. And in fact, he wasn't drafted. He was an undrafted guy. To get thrown into the mix for 14 starts as a rookie is pretty much unheard of on a team that is considered to be a contender when the season started.
I remember Eric Williams getting thrown in like that and getting beat down and looking over like somebody help, and no help came. But he started manning his area.
Did he ever? Hardy trying to get outside, gets past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
I will tell you, Michael, talking about Eric Williams, right tackle for the Cowboys, who played so great over there. Kind of got overlooked because of all the other big names on that offensive line, but the battles that he would get into with Reggie White. Now, you watch a football game, you want to watch him throw, and when they went at it, I used to poke my eyes. I want to see what's happening. Right tackle and Reggie White.
It was simply to get over the top, because once we knew we had somebody
between quarterback and wide receiver, I've run that route a million times, babe.
Benny, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's not be third graders over here. You know what I mean? Let's be smarter than a third grader with BG today, baby.
Hey, I'm Carl. He's the best, right? I was at all his early speeches. The Aqueduct one. I've had the Caesar.
R Blue, he says Kellen Moore needs to be gone. I don't know. What do you guys? How do you guys feel about Kellen Moore? A lot of folks.
In-game betting was my idea.
I don't know. What do you think about Kellen Moore's play call?
And stuff. Oh my God, they're up by 2.
Oh, you don't know who Kellen Moore is? The guy that calls the plays, the offensive coordinator.
Oh,
yeah, him.
We finally found the perfect house.
Wow.
Yeah.
R Blue, he says Kellen Moore needs to be gone. I don't know. What do you got? How do you got? All right, we good, Luke. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, everybody says sounds good. All right.
Be comfortable, right, David? We want to see the ball.
The threes, and he's
28. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
Man.
Darn it.
Malik Cooper, so it's a touchdown. Lawrence to Cooper.
Yeah, listen, Coop did a great job right here. You see how he
guy work out with Blake before he tore up his knee, so I hope everything works out great for him.
From the 5-yard line, once again, bad field position to start this drive for the Cowboys. Brendan Knox gets just a yard to the 6.
And Blake Jarwin's a guy everybody talked about, obviously, last year, losing both offensive tackles, losing Dak Prescott in Week 5. And Blake Jarwin's a guy, Michael, that kind of got overlooked. They lost him in Game 1, but nobody talks about the fact that, hey, that'll be another weapon coming back this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, but Blake also has to work hard to make sure they get some tight ends on the field with all these great receivers.
That's a good point.
On the 7-yard line. And nothing there as Sidney Jones comes up and makes the stop for Jacksonville. This game brought to you by AT&T, an official sponsor of the Dallas.
No question. Popped up, caught 63 balls. Right. I think played a lot better than I think
a lot
anybody.
of people expect.
Yeah, even coaches as well. But he did. Dalton Schultz played fantastic. Okay, this is a big down here for Cooper Rush. You got to get a first down. You got to get a new set of downs and get the ball off the goal line.
But the handoff.
Good run. Good run.
Was a nice run by Brendan Knox out to the 18-yard line. A pickup of 10.
That's funny because last week against Houston, it was 3rd and 7. They ran the draw. They made nothing. And I thought, okay, that was kind of a give-up play. This time, it's 3rd and 7. They run the draw, Michael, and they get the first down.
And they get a first down on a great run. Now, and that's what you have to do right there in the draw. You see what he did? Got 4 or 5 yards, and he made a man miss and picked up the first down.
And Doug Nussmeier, the play caller, the quarterback's coach. This game, as we told you at the outset, Nussmeier calling plays. Kellen Moore, he's getting ready for Tampa Bay. Knox to the 19.
Are they resting him like they're resting the rest of the starters? Resting Kellen's mind. That's a new one. I love it.
And Dan Quinn on the other side as well.
Now, Michael, you talked about winning in the preseason. Did you like playing in the preseason when you became an established Pro Bowler?
Well, I wanted to get some play in the preseason. I did not want to miss the whole preseason, but absolutely. I like going when Troy go. I didn't want anybody to find out that anybody else can catch his passes.
That's great.
And get rid of me.
Rush gets rid of the ball.
Very smartly there, I might add.
But as I spoke of earlier, I enjoyed watching these young guys fight. Really, you were fighting to make the team, but you're also fighting to be one of the guys. You want those starting guys to say, "Man, you ready to start playing with us?" That means everything. And when you get back, backup guys with that mentality, then you know you got the right team.
Miles Jack, who was coming on the blitz there, and so here we are late in the first quarter, and perhaps their top defensive player for Jacksonville still on the field. Cooper makes a man miss, then gets buried at the 28-yard line. There is a flag down. These guys on punt coverage, very important day for those guys on the bubble. There's Nick Ralston, number 46, the fullback out of Arizona State, Louisiana Lafayette, and Argyle High School.
A member of the kicking team went out of bounds illegally on his own. Jacksonville is elected to enforce that 5-yard penalty from the succeeding spot. First down.
So Jacksonville on offense as John Fossil tries to find out who the guilty party is.
I just got my cashback match. Is this for real?
Yep. We match all the cashback new card members.
Due to copyright, I I want to provide you guys the gameplay, but I'm gonna every time an ad comes up, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna put this screen on over here, the scoreboard screen. But you know when it gets back on, so stick around. I'll be putting it back on. Please subscribe, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoy.
By picking up Budweiser today.
There's an America we build and one we explore. One that's been paved and one that's forever wild. But freedom means you don't have to choose just one adventure. You get both. Introducing the all-new 3-row Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Jeep, there's only one.
Wake up. We got breaking news here, folks.
I got a good feeling.
Come on, yo.
This is a huge deal. That's the NFL. It just keeps on coming. Make every morning a good morning.
We are so excited.
I cannot wait to see this one.
Yeah, boom. Good Morning Football, only on NFL Network. It's the biggest NFL fantasy season ever, and we've got all the info you need to dominate your league. Are you feeling this quarterback? This guy is a player.
And Kyler Murray has a touchdown.
NFL Fantasy Live, Monday at 6 on NFL Network.
Let's go. It's the biggest season ever, and NFL Network is here for it. Thursday Night Football is back with 3 exclusive live games.
This is the moment. The moment is right now. Wow, we go way up. Listen to die now.
What a game he's had.
And a special Sunday morning game live from London.
That's big time there.
Football is all the way back.
What a catch.
The exclusive live game starts September 16th, only on NFL Network. Thursday Night Football is back.
Today's Skycam brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the official casino of on defense. And for the Cowboys on defense, a lot of eyes on number 48, the rookie out of LSU and North Dakota State, Jabril Cox.
Yeah, 48 starts in college, and he looks like a guy. 4 years at North Dakota State, then went to LSU as a grad transfer, and he has really been good in the preseason. He's the Cowboys' leading tackler in the preseason, and he's going to be a big part of their nickel package and get out there, cover some of those tight ends on third down.
Trevor Lawrence still in there at quarterback for Jacksonville. That's the veteran Carlos Hyde on the carry.
Carlos Hyde, who played for Urban Meyer at Ohio State. And Carlos Hyde has been around, Michael, but every place he's been productive.
He's been very productive. He's a very good running back, but also on those linebackers. It's interesting to watch as you hear in the preseason. The Cowboys, you talk about the struggles at linebacker last year. Now it seems like there's a group of strength for the team, with a young guy like Cox showing up and playing well.
2nd and 5 from the 38. And Lawrence under pressure gets it to James O'Shaughnessy, is tied in with Luke Gifford, one of those linebackers defending. A flag down in the backfield.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 97. That 15-yard penalty will be from the end of the catch, automatic, first down.
Yeah, this one came helmet right under the chin. Rondell Carter is the offending player there, but you can see Trevor Lawrence said, man, that didn't happen at Clemson. Boom.
I got to fight for some defensive guys on that one. You know,
they're just gonna.
Yeah.
You know, though, Michael, they're gonna call it.
But also, this is what they were talking about, even playing Trevor Lawrence in this game. Some of these young guys are trying to make a football team, you know, and they're coming, and you're putting him in a position. But he needs this kind of experience. I think it's great to see him in this game.
So that moves it all the way inside the 40 to the Dallas 38-yard line. Chris Manhertz, another tight end on the receiving end of that Lawrence pass. Let's go down to the sideline and Kyle Yeomans. Kyle?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. Quick update on second-round rookie Kelvin Joseph. He is not out on the field at the moment. Went to the locker room around the 4:30 mark here in this first quarter. It was thought to be a hip initially. Instead, it is a left groin. He is questionable to return.
And we saw him on the last possession make a tackle. Nice tackle in the open field. Kelvin Joseph, the rookie second-round draft pick out of Kentucky. Final seconds of the first quarter, and the clock winds out in the quarter at the 23-yard line. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense continues the drive in just a moment.
War is upon us. We face an enemy more powerful than we are.
Greetings, brother. I don't want to kill you. Don't worry. You're not going to.
It's a wish list on wheels. A choice that requires no explanation. It's where safe and daring seamlessly intersect. It's understated, yet over-delivers. It is truly the Mercedes-Benz of sports sedans. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today for exceptional lease and financing offers.
As someone who resembles someone else, I appreciate that Liberty Mutual knows everyone's unique. That's why they customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. I mean, just because you look like someone else doesn't mean you eat off the floor, or yell at the vacuum, or need flea medication. Oh yeah, that's the spot. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's time for the final week of preseason. And with the most live games on NFL Network,
I was built for this.
It's time for football.
Come on.
Week 3 of the NFL preseason, live on NFL Network.
Here we are again. What a weekend.
Significant news for the entire NFL.
We'll tell you who got paid.
He relishes big moments. That's going to be one of the biggest storylines.
Respect is earned.
NFL Now, Monday at 1 on NFL Network.
Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars leading Mike McCarthy's Cowboys 7-0 as we start the second quarter. We're giving you some looks around the structure. AT&T Stadium, the award-winning artistry around the stadium, the Southwest Monumental Staircase, a colorful site designed by Franz Ackermann. Art tours can be scheduled by calling 817-892-TOURS. 23-yard line, Dallas into the field. As Lawrence goes into his second quarter of work, and that is Laviska Shenault, their second-round pick last year out of DeSoto High School and the University of Colorado, and that guy can bring it as he showed it right there.
No, he's almost like a running back, Michael. Goes about 225, 6'1". He is powerful.
Man, I mean, hey, babe, watching him come out, oh, man, you saw film on this guy. Yeah. He was running people over like a running back. You talked about it, man. He could run. He's strong. Hey, they're looking for him to make some great plays in the future here in Jacksonville.
One thing Trevor Lawrence does have that a lot of first-round picks overall don't have is he's got good skill players around him. Many times it's not the case.
Bouncing outside, there's Carlos Hyde into the end zone. There is a flag down.
Just get the feeling this one's coming back, don't you?
Holding. Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
There's Pharaoh Cooper, the wide receiver.
Israel Mukuamu is pleading his case, and they say, oh, we saw you. We saw you. Those wide receivers can't block.
Yeah.
They can hold. Not only that, he tackled him at the end of it. First he held him.
It was a shoestring hold.
Yes.
That's a hard position to be in right there. You're thinking he's coming one way, and he bounces and goes the other.
The official said, look, I'll let you get away with that first grab, but you tackled him at the end. I got to throw it now.
So back at the 13. And the slant down inside the 5. There's Shenault.
I tell you what, he is dropping back and getting rid of that ball. Short passing game.
I mean, everything about Trevor Lawrence. #1 high school player coming out, wins a national championship as a true freshman and beats Alabama. #1 college player coming out. going to be fun to watch for these Jacksonville fans and the rest of the NFL, quite honestly. If you're a fan of the NFL, you got to love a young quarterback coming up.
Guy who was the National Player of the Year coming out of high school in the Atlanta area. One corner of the end zone, and it is the Trevor Lawrence and Laviska Shenault drive there for Jacksonville.
Well, you say what you will. We are seeing what they talked about.
Here, and Chenault's up here, and it's just, he knows. Trevor Lawrence knows, hey, I got man coverage. All I have to do is get this ball up into the corner. That's where it goes. Easy pitch and catch.
That's a perfect throw.
Look at that.
Shenault working on Deontay Burton there for the touchdown. Second touchdown throw of this first half for Trevor Lawrence. And Josh Lambo is on for the extra point, as Jacksonville had not scored with their first team offense the first 2 games of the preseason, but they found the end zone twice against Cowboy backups today.
We love seeing our customers leave the store. Sure, we like seeing them come in. But when they're leaving, they're one step closer to doing what they love. That's why our seasonal savings aren't made to lure you in. Quite the opposite. Our main goal is to get you out there, doing stuff. You can also order online and get it delivered so you don't have to stop doing at all. Save more this Labor Day in-store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Tonight, I'll be eating a veggie cheeseburger on ciabatta. No tomatoes.
Tonight, I'll be eating 4 cheese tortellini with extra tomatoes.
So it's come to this. Thank you.
Bravo.
Careful, Hamill. Daddy's not here to save you.
Oh, I am my daddy. Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Now with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 on Verizon 5G, there's no more fear of missing out. Download a movie on the go
While acting in a movie. While also writing a movie. Maybe a rom-com.
Switch to Verizon and get up to $1,000 off.
The Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic is back, live from Canton, with a showdown between old rivals as Grambling takes on Tennessee State.
Into the end zone.
The Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic, next Sunday at 4, live on NFL Network.
We will never break. We will never break. Build on a foundation strong enough to stay. We will never.
Terrence Steele getting a great opportunity this preseason for the Cowboys, babe.
Yeah, just playing up a little bit too high as we see these plays here from Terrence Steele, and just got to sink those hips a little. I mean, right there, he's getting driven back, and the legs are the strongest part of your body. When you see guys do squats in the weight room, Michael, that's why.
But this is just strictly leverage right here, babe. You talked about it. It's not about him. Yeah, I know everybody talked about him being in the weight room, but that's just leverage, man. You have to get lower. You have to get a wider base and make a play.
And Reggie Davis on the kickoff return gets it out to the 20-yard line, and we'll be right back after this from Lucas Oil.
At Lucas Oil, we take pride in creating problem-solving products to make your car care easier. We protect your vehicle and make it run longer so you can focus on the things that matter most. Lucas Oil, the official oil of the Dallas Cowboys.
So Cooper Rush got the first quarter for the Cowboys at quarterback, and Garrett Gilbert has the second quarter, it appears, as Gilbert is now in the game. Fourth Cowboys possession, could not do anything offensively with bad field position on their last couple of possessions with Cooper Rush at quarterback. And they give a pickup of about 5 yards, muscling his way forward, Brendan Knox.
Garrett Gilbert has been in this spot before, hoping to cling to a roster spot. And, you know, it's interesting, too, Michael. Last week, he only had 2 series. The 1 third down, they have a 3rd and 7. Again, they ran the draw, so they get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So off the field they go. And he did have the fumble, which hurt him, held on to the ball too long, but there wasn't a whole lot of playing time last week. So he's hoping to make his case now.
And on the end around, taking a big hit at the 32-yard line, Reggie Davis.
And the advantage he has now, Michael, is Jacksonville has taken out some of their starters defensively, so it's a little more of a fair fight.
Right, because early on, you talked about that trap coverage up top by that corner. In a preseason game, you don't usually see that kind of stuff, but when you're playing starters, they'll trick you like that.
4 of 8 for 16 yards. Cowboys went to third down on all 5 of their possession, or their 3 possessions, third down each time that Cooper Rush was in the game. Not successful. Gilbert dumps it out, goes incomplete to Knox.
might be a good thing, Michael.
That was best incomplete, right?
As Michael used to say, that was a business decision right there.
Yeah, that is. Man, you can't help but watch still also as you're watching it, and still it's just I know the coaches have said it. I know they've gotten on him about that. Probably just he needs to just get better leverage.
So Anger on to punt after another 3 and out for the Cowboys offense, and it is returnable. That's the 25 to the 27-yard line, and that's where Jacksonville will take over on offense when we come back to AT&T Stadium.
Monday on NFL Total Access, closing arguments for Cam Newton and Mac Jones, for Jimmy G and Trey Lance. They made their case, now the verdict is in. Plus, it's the eve of roster cutdown day. Who's in and who's out? Monday, 7 Eastern.
Singing or speaking. Reason or fun. Daring or thoughtful. Sensitive or strong. Progress isn't either or. Progress is everything.
This is why you want Farmers Claim Forgiveness. Your home premium won't go up just because of this.
Wow, that's something.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening to your stomach.
This is T-Mobile, America's leading 5G network. This is Apple TV Plus. And now, only T-Mobile gives new and existing customers 1 year of Apple TV Plus on us. Only at T-Mobile.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich with brioche and a quarter-pound filet as far as the eye can see. Get comfy, it's gonna be a while. This thing's huge. Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
Well, babe, it looks like somebody's been sleeping with the enemy this preseason. Michael Irvin in the Jacksonville training camp.
Michael, do you want to explain yourself?
Yeah, listen, man, you know, as pass catchers now, we all stick together. Even though right now my team fighting their team, but, you know, in off-season we can still stick together and help each other out.
I love that. How do you know he's not just infiltrating them? There's a big difference.
There you go. That's right. Well, it's not working so far in this game.
That's how you phrase it.
C.J. Beathard now in at quarterback as some of the backups start getting into the game now for Jacksonville as Trevor Lawrence's day is done. The Texas Lottery proudly supports Texas education and veterans. Play the Texas Lottery today.
C.J. Beathard was competing with Gardner Minshew for the backup job as of yesterday.
What happened to Gardner Minshew, babe?
He got traded to Philadelphia. So C.J. Beathard is your guy.
He's Jacksonville's guy. He's Urban Meyer's guy. Darrell Bevel's guy.
Isn't that a nice way to do it, though, Michael? You just wake up and find out you moved up a spot on the depth chart. And you got a job.
And it's an interesting move by Philadelphia, too.
Right. And that's
what do you think there, Michael?
Talk about.
Yeah, start. Go. We have time.
When you talk about Gardner Minshew, that guy has some of that Fitz magic stuff on him, too. You know what I mean? If he gets to the right team and gets in the right situation, there's no telling where it can take off to. So I worry about anybody going to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Minshew.
That has any.
Oh, excuse me, Michael. But, I mean, this is a guy with 37 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in his career on a really bad football team. There's a reason why they picked #1 this year. That's hard to do.
And it wasn't until just Tuesday of this week before Urban Meyer officially named Trevor Lawrence as the starting quarterback, as that pass is complete inbounds. And Minshew was there taking first-team reps early in camp as well. But in Philadelphia, you got Jalen Hurts as the starter, and they signed Joe Flacco in the offseason. And by all accounts, Flacco's had a decent preseason there. And now they've got Gardner Minshew they add to the list.
Yeah, that's a hell of a difference, though, to go from Jalen Hurts to Joe Flacco.
Yeah, a little different style.
Yes.
Punt time for Jacksonville. Logan Cook with the punt. Fair catch called for and taken. As the Cowboys will try again on offense when we come back at AT&T Stadium.
Crack open a Budweiser and make the most of summer's last barbecues and poolside hangs. This Labor Day weekend, enjoy the last sips of summer by picking up Budweiser today.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else. Then he tried Wendy's breakfast. Now we can't get rid of him.
Can you believe this breakfast croissant is only $1.99?
Yeah, Reggie. I put the sign up.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Morning to night. If it happens on Sunday, it's on Game Day.
We got a game.
More than 12 hours of coverage. Our new home is your home.
Way to go, baby!
NFL Game Day, only on NFL Network.
With NFL Game Pass, you can see every snap from every game.
There he goes!
And watch your team on your time.
Kittle over the middle! Leaping grabs Devontae Adams!
Get football on your terms. NFL Game Pass.
We're all here for football.
Welcome to the party, my friends.
Why stop now? We're talking about those epic matchups.
Unbelievable! It's man against man.
And instant classics.
He caught it with 1 second left!
It's gonna live forever. We're here for the Thursday night throwdowns.
Touchdown! Chargers win it!
It doesn't get much better. Sunday morning breakdowns.
He's going to add to his legacy.
And all the inside lowdown.
We gotta just play hard, game in and game out.
Oh, have some of that!
They are the most interesting team in the AFC.
Your team.
With the first pick.
It's going to be fun to watch these young, talented quarterbacks.
There is no ceiling for this young man.
Our team.
This is such an exciting time for a fan.
What we got was pretty good.
I'm loving this.
Every team.
He's different than anybody we've ever seen before.
If it happens in this league, we're all here for it.
It's on.
Are you kidding me?
Caught in the end zone. Incredible.
NFL Network. We're here for football.
Cooper Rush started this game for the Cowboys at quarterback. It did not go well for the Cowboys offense in the first half of this game.
No, it did not. 4 of 8, 16 yards for Cooper Rush. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. He's got 2s and 3s in front of him, second team and third team guys, and he's going against basically the starting defense for Jacksonville. So, Bill, if you're a high school coach, okay, and you're coaching the junior varsity, and you got to go play the other team's varsity, how are you going to fare?
It's not going to go well.
No, it's not. But hey, it's the old thing. You may not be responsible, but you will be held accountable as a head coach. So they're going to blame you.
All right. It's Garrett Gilbert with the completion to Simi Fehoko. Let's go down to the sideline and Kyle Yeomans
Yeah, thank you very much. Joined now by Micah Parsons, rookie and first-round pick. And Micah, we saw it in Hard Knocks. You're one of those guys that wants to be out on the field. How hard is it having to stand by and watch for a game?
It's pretty hard right now. You know what I mean? I even went to coach after the first quarter. Was like, hey, you need me yet? And he just looked at me. So, it's been hard, but I know it's, preserving us for next week.
How excited are you for next week to make your regular season debut and get back out there and play legitimate snaps on the defense?
I'm super excited. I can't wait to get out there, really show what I can do. And it's going to be the first start of the journey. We're starting off with the champs.
What has been the biggest adjustment for you going throughout training camp in the preseason to get you ready for Tampa Bay Week 1?
I would say the biggest adjustment is just learning everything. Learning what the D-line's doing, learning what the DB's doing, making all the calls and checks, and really getting prepared and going against the elite competition every day in practice. So that's the biggest adjustment, but I think I've been doing pretty well.
Oh, you absolutely have. And you talked about some of the competition, but some of those, I guess, co-workers, you could say, on the defensive side. What can that expectation be like for the linebacker room as a whole with a lot of new talent in there?
It's extremely competitive. I always say you can't afford to have a bad day, because if you have a bad day and another person have a good day, and that could be the day that, it could be adjustments, you know what I mean? So every day you got to bring your best. Every day you got to put your head down, learn the knowledge, not make too many mental errors or mistakes, or, it could be your job. So every day we just get after it, and, it's all love in the room, but, we'll get on you when you mess up.
Absolutely. So that's a healthy relationship back and forth. Thanks so much for taking some time. Micah Parsons, first rounder and linebacker, joining us. Back to you, Bill.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. You can just tell Micah Parsons loves to play football.
Yes. And I'm telling you, Bill, that's what I love about this kid, too. That's the first thing I said to Stephen Jones. We need guys like this that want to be on the field, that goes and say, Coach, let me play in the preseason game. You know what I mean? That stuff rubs off. And defense, oh, my God, you get a few guys like that on defense. We measure skill all the time. But when you see that, that's called will. If your will can tap your skill, you got a special player, and I believe he will be a special player.
We've been able to see glimpses of it here throughout the preseason, and here in about 10 days we see it in the regular season. And flag at the snap here.
That helps. It takes a 3rd and 8 to a 3rd and 3. 3rd and 8's a little tough. 3rd and 3 makeable.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Weight loss surgery can change your health and change your life. Go to mybariatricsolutions.com.
We're talking about Micah Parsons. He did not have an interception in his career at Penn State. Now, he opted out last year. But what if your first interception, Michael, in 4 or 5 years comes against Tom Brady on Thursday Night Football, September? Wouldn't that be a good one? You'll remember that. You'll keep that ball.
God.
Remember we talked about keeping balls?
Against Tom Brady, the champs. The champs.
And Malik Turner, the intended receiver here on the 3rd down attempt by Garrett Gilbert.
Where do you like this ball, Michael, as a receiver?
A lot of times it depends on how you see that DB right there playing. And you see the DB got a chance to come over the top. That means one or two things. You went in too early, or the ball came out too late from the quarterback, because I want that ball as soon as I break.
All right, here we go. 4th and 3 from the 39-yard line. Gilbert working the right side, lofts it downfield. And a roar from the AT&T Stadium crowd for the first time this afternoon.
And that's how you come back and say, I got it.
Boy, I'm looking at it from up here, and I'm saying, throw it, throw it, throw it. Garrett Gilbert's trying to get him up on the line so it won't be challenged here, because they're right on the edge there.
First down at the 45. There is a flag now after this on this play.
Yeah, I don't know that they ever got set. Going to get an illegal formation because, again, Garrett Gilbert's trying to get him up to the ball to just get it snapped so that Jacksonville doesn't have a chance to review it and say, hey, in or out. Again, I always tell you, Michael, it's easy to play quarterback from 200 feet in the air, but I was just sitting there with, as Garrett Gilbert was on the road, he was open. I'm like, throw it. But Your eyes may be in a different spot, different receiver. Again, you see a lot from this vantage point, don't you?
You do see a lot, and you're not worried about getting your head taken up
that's
here.
The other part.
That's the other part of it.
I think you said it right. It's an advantage point up here.
Yes, well, you are an advantage for up here. That's for sure.
The offense went into a hurry-up substitution. As a result, we should have held them up and allowed the defense to match up. There is no penalty on the play. We are going to do the play over.
So the penalty is on the officiating crew.
Yeah, right.
So let's take a look. Does he got it, Michael? Does he have his feet down and in?
He got a
rear end gets down.
Yeah,
everything gets down.
He got a feet in a cheek.
Yeah.
Got a foot in the cheek. I wanted to rhyme, but you know what I mean.
At the end of this thing, though, good throw by Garrett Gilbert. He had to loft it over, but he couldn't put too much air on it because Malik Turner was running out of sideline there. So good conversion.
And now Nick Eubanks, a first down. Take a look at the Cowboys sideline and Dak Prescott on the fourth down completion to Malik Turner.
Yeah, that's leadership too, though.
Yeah.
That's great leadership right there. And so when people say, "Oh, these games don't matter," you see guys like this. That's great leadership.
One thing I love, and it happens every year, all the veteran guys, Michael, they're done. They're not playing. They're just waiting on next week. They are so happy for the success of the young guys.
Jaquan Hardy inside the 20. Move those sticks again.
I don't know what's going to happen with Jaquan Hardy. I would say it's not my job to cut the football team, but I just love this kid. Great kid, energetic, great personality. Guy's at 5'8". He's a little man in a big man's game, and I always say it's hard to do. So he's just lost. He's like a little Darren Sproles back there, and he just gets lost hard behind the lineman.
5'8". Out of Tiffin University, Jaquan Hardy.
By the way, I asked him, was he an Ohio State fan growing up and a fan of Zeke? Because that would have been his wheelhouse of watching Zeke. And he said, no, I wasn't. I said, Michigan guy? You couldn't be a Michigan guy in Ohio.
Right.
He went to Ohio State's football camp, Michael, and they kind of didn't really give him the time of day. So I'll bet you at some point he's going to turn to Urban Meyer today and say, hey, should have signed me up.
He used it as fuel.
Yeah, he did.
Well, they don't recruit a lot of 5'8" players at Ohio State.
No. Probably said, let's see. I think I'll stick with this Zeke Elliott guy.
Yeah. And by the way, Urban Meyer and Zeke Elliott, what happy memories they have right here in AT&T Stadium. The 2014 National Championship game won by Urban Meyer's Ohio State Buckeyes over Oregon. And it was Zeke Elliott who ran for 238 yards and 4 touchdowns in that game to win the national championship.
And I remember seeing that game saying, wow, man, if we can get that dude.
Well, I remember the Alabama game where, nobody runs on Alabama except for Zeke Elliott. And I was like you, Michael. I'm just looking at, you hear about guys, you see numbers posted. And you say, I'm going to look at this guy. And I think he went for about an 85-yard touchdown against Bama, ran for about 220 in that game. And I said, okay, that tells me a little something.
Yeah, he's different.
That national championship year was his sophomore year at Ohio State. From the 20-yard line, Jaquan Hardy gets a couple to the 18. And speaking of Zeke, that's one thing, Michael, that's been real encouraging this preseason. Zeke says he is down to the same playing weight he was, 218, as a freshman at Ohio State, and you could see it on the practice field.
And that's a good thing when guys start feeling like, okay, I need to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean? Because that means you're going. He put in some work this offseason. So hopefully we'll get the fruit of that hard labor. Oh, beautiful play.
Aaron Parker, touchdown Cowboys.
That's the kind of player help you make a football team right there.
That was a heck of a throw right there to Aaron Parker.
That was a great throw right there to Parker. And a great route. Great timing. We talked about earlier on that slant route being late, but the timing here was absolutely perfect. Watch this when he comes out at whoop. Oh my God, that was a great job.
That's a veteran cornerback, Sidney Jones, number 21. Aaron Parker in his second year out of Rhode Island. He was a college free agent last year. Spent 2020 on the Cowboys practice squad.
Boy, the timing of that worked out perfectly, man. The cornerback did not have a chance to get up under that. Once he turned Eddie Rich, that ball was right there.
So Garrett Gilbert engineers a long touchdown drive, an 80-yard drive for Garrett Gilbert.
And he certainly has to feel good about that right there. That's Kellen Moore not calling plays to his right, but he is telling him just how good he was in that situation.
But got that man coverage right there. You know, if they had zone, he going to high-low that corner over there. He got that man coverage. And when you get that man coverage, the right route's on, you take the high and get the touchdown.
That Ford scoring drive. Ford, built for Texas, built for you. 80 yards in 10 plays. Download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV to get the latest news and analysis on your home TV. Get the latest player interviews, video podcasts, documentaries, and so much more on the Cowboys Now app. Greg Zuerlein kicked the extra point. This is the first time we're seeing the veteran place kicker for the Cowboys this preseason. He sends that one through the end zone. So Jacksonville will take over at the 25-yard line. Check out Garrett Gilbert.
Trying to make his way on this team here. And we talked about that one. Just a little, I don't think I'm going to really want to catch that. But here's a good throw here to Aaron Parker for the touchdown. Like you mentioned, Michael, that ball delivered on time to the sideline. Perfect spot. It's almost when that corner, you tell me, that corner has man coverage and he's playing a little inside. You just get up, so you start drilling a little bit.
Yeah, but as a wide receiver, now I have to make sure I don't make that break so early.
Soon, yep.
Because really, he's already excited. Let me run right now and catch the ball, but the quarterback's not ready to throw the ball. So that's what makes it a great job. Both of them had patience.
C.J. Beathard deep downfield. Beathard has been impressive this preseason, and he connects there with a speedster who was signed by Jacksonville yesterday, basically. Devin Smith.
We had to look up to see what number they were going to give him.
Look at that. They need to look at that again.
Yeah, and the challenge flag has come out from Mike McCarthy. They see it at the top of the screen.
Oh, I was about to say, man, golly, is he that much better than me? That was an incredible kick.
And that's
what was fantastic.
That's what Devin Smith brings. Of course, he was with the Cowboys, and it's that long speed that Devin Smith has. Now, did he make the catch?
Dallas is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch.
He did not make the catch.
I think they should give him like half of it just because it was such a laid out for the ball. Right. I think you got to say, okay, he did not catch it, but
make the team.
And then just appeal to the home crowd. It's a preseason game. You can appreciate the effort he had. We're going to let him have like 40 yards of it. The ball appears to be out, does it not?
Yeah, it's definitely out. But that kind of effort does help because it's hard when you see a guy making that kind of effort in this kind of game. You know what I mean? Yeah. That carries.
And the Cowboys corner there, Nashawn Wright, he's got him all the way. And then he just kind of clicks heels there and trips up at the end of this.
So you see that ball.
And gets a little off balance.
Right there, that ball's out.
Yeah.
There's the angle right there.
This one shouldn't take long. Again, John Hussey is our referee, and he goes under the hood and gets some help from New York, and they look at it. But I don't think this one will take too long for our referee, John Hussey, to come out and tell us, bringing it back. Now, C.J. Beathard, who obviously threw that football right there, and there's John Hussey. Mary Star of the High School, Bill, in San Pedro.
You're so big on those high schools.
See, you know how you know
your high school.
You know your Texas high schools. I know my California high schools.
So that's a California high school.
That's a California, San Pedro.
After review, the ruling stands. Dallas is charged a timeout. One unsuccessful challenge.
Wow. Now, there are times, Michael, where I say, I could go either way. I could see that. I didn't see this.
I didn't see this going either way. I thought that ball clearly hit the ground.
Boy, I don't know if they're telling us that he's got his left elbow underneath that left forearm. Here's the coverage here. So Nahshon Wright, he just turns, but that's just straight speed. But he's there, and then he just
it's the throw that brought him. It's the throw bringing him back up underneath that got him the opportunity to make the play.
That's a 45-yard completion. C.J. Beathard to Devin Smith, and now going deep on the right side.
Oh.
And right at the goal line, he is in.
That was a catch.
And that is Jeff Cotton. 2 plays, 45 yards, and then 30 yards for C.J. Beathard. Now we see why they traded Gardner Minshew.
There we go. You know, Deontay Burton is the corner here, Michael. He's up at the top of our screen there, and I don't think he ever sees this ball. He turns to look for it.
Right.
You can see he never locates the football.
And Bill, you're joking, but those were great opportunities that he gave each one of those receivers to make a play. You know what I mean? Neither one of those guys were wide open, but where he put the ball gave each one of them an opportunity to make the play.
Deontay Burton almost made that play with his helmet. See, he does not see this football.
Does not see it.
And if it hits him, he's in good shape. But and you're exactly right. Right. C.J. Beathard, perfect spot for that.
He put that one on the outside. The one before he put way on the inside to bring him inside. It was. And that's the quarterback's job. I tell young receivers, stop asking the quarterback to hit you between the eights. His job is to throw the ball somewhere in the area code, and you have to say hello on the other end of the phone call.
Okay, now did he catch that one?
Here we go again. At least now you know what high school John Hussey went to, Bill. Okay, let's take another look. We were wrong on I think we were unanimous that it was not a catch on the long ball previous. So let's see what we got here.
Oh, he caught it.
Now, let's see, it's coming down, it's sliding.
We have possession.
You're dealing with the out of bounds as well. Does he have complete possession before he went out of bounds?
Well, I'm glad this is not my everyday job.
No kidding.
Trying to decide that right there.
I mean, it's coming around. Does he have it before he hits? Oh. Does he have possession before any part of his body hits that white stripe? That's the question. And I'll say this. I mean, people love to get on officials. You tell me, you're this guy right here.
Yeah,
okay?
No way. Yeah, right.
You get to see it one time. You're trying to see the ball. Does he have possession? Does the bottom of his body hit the white? And we're looking at it 12 times, high definition, slow motion, and we still don't quite know.
Yeah, it reminds me of watching film on Monday when Coach Axe, God bless his soul, used to be saying, Michael, well, why'd you cut here, Michael? I said, Coach, how many times you watched? He said, I watched it all night. I said, I had less than a second to make the decision. Right?
That's exactly
And that's what that ref had. Less than a second to make the decision. Yes. We're watching it all day. They made it at less than a second.
Well, but it can get back to, is it indisputable evidence to overturn the call on the field? And the call on the field is a touchdown.
I think they're bringing it back.
It looks
After review, the receiver did not complete the process of the catch. By the time he completed that process, he was out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. Will the game clock operator please set the game clock to 4:19, please? 4:19. Thank you.
I think it's the right call.
Yeah, it's a close one.
But yeah, that's, again, appreciate these officials and what they go through and the speed of the game. Hey, that's why when they had the replacement officials, they'd all officiated before, but the speed of the game got them. That's why they said, hey, you regular guys, we need you back.
So second down from the 30. Dare Ogunbowale.
That's a good job, Bill.
Yeah, that was nice, Bill.
You know, his sister played.
That's why we have Bill. Why it's a three-man booth.
His sister, Arike Ogunbowale, plays basketball right down the street for the WNBA Dallas Wings. In fact, she was the MVP of the WNBA All-Star game last month.
You know, they talked him, could he beat his sister one-on-one? And he said, used to be able to, but no, she has too much game for me.
The rest of the afternoon, we'll call him Dare. Oh.
Again, it's Joe Wick calling the defensive signals for the Cowboys, not Dan Quinn. He's under COVID protocol, and he decided, Michael, let's come after him a little bit here.
Well, you saw that pressure. When pressure comes up the middle field like that, and Babe, you're going to have problems. I don't care who you are. Ooh. Now I hope, and the Cowboys, that's what I hope they'll do a lot of this year, to create pressure. Some kind of special design plays to get pressure on the quarterback.
Josh Lambo. The field goal attempt is good. So Jacksonville adds to its lead, 17-7.
Jacksonville went through 6 kickers last year. They went through kickers the way the Cowboys went through offensive tackles.
And it all started with a Lambo injury. But we've enjoyed watching Mike McCarthy's Cowboys on HBO's Hard Knocks this month. We've still got a couple more episodes to go leading up to the season opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was great seeing the stuff leading up or as the team returned to the Star in Frisco. I just love that drone shot. It was unbelievable throughout the Star in Frisco. It started outside, took finds some running room, gets out past the 20-yard line. The Cowboys back on offense. Here are the numbers for the two players competing to be Dak Prescott's backup. Garrett Gilbert, 23 out of 41 this preseason with 1 touchdown now. And Cooper Rush, 25 out of 38 with 2 last week.
Big thing there is the 0 and the 0, Michael, in the second part. Now, Cooper has had a couple that he got away with. That's the bad thing. Ben DiNucci had 3 bad balls last week, and each one of them got intercepted. Sometimes you get away with them, sometimes you don't.
And Gilbert had the sack fumble last week to start last week's game against Houston. He sacked from behind, lost the football. Some nifty running by Brendan Knox. Let's go down to the sideline. Kyle Yeomans.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bill. Now joined by Tyron Smith. And Tyron, first off, welcome back to the healthy side of the lineup. It's great to have you back. How excited are you to get back into action?
You know, I'm very excited to be out here with my guys, be back on the field with them for the season. So there's no other way to explain it, but be excited.
No doubt about that. And what does your offseason look like, and how much do you feel like you're ready to go for week 1?
I feel, you know, I'm there for it. I'm always ready for game 1, but you know, this offseason's been eye-opening. The things are small, focus on the small things.
And of course, it's a big thing to have some of your other guys back with you as well. How nice is it to look across that offensive line and see Lyle back and healthy, and then also Zach Martin as well?
You know, it's good to have your guys out there back with you on the field and having your group out there with you. So it's a good feeling.
And last thing for you, looking ahead to the front 7 of Tampa Bay, what kind of challenge is ahead of you guys in week 1?
You know, for us, it's all about us being on the same page and coming out on the field, know what we got to get done. So
got to get it done. Yeah. There you go. That's Tyron Smith. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Thanks to Tyron Smith as well, as Brendan Knox on the screen pass gets it out near the 40-yard line. We're going to talk some Tyron Smith and more when we come back here to AT&T Stadium. 2 minutes left here in the first half.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
Another beer or something different?
How about this super filling IPA, aged with goat's milk?
Or a Bavarian Retail with a hint of Huff and Puff.
Yeah.
Son, you want a dark beer?
Goat's milk.
Dark beer!
How about a Beeman Ginger Highball?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Welcome to Allstate, where we've just lowered our auto rates. And savings like that will have you jumping for joy. Now get new lower auto rates with Allstate. Because better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
Pizza Hut's Detroit-style pizza is back. Same crispy crust, cheese all the way to the edge, and the sauce still on top. Okay, now I'm hungry. The Detroit-style pizza. Create your own or pick from 3 signature recipes. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Discover Card. I just got my cashback match. Is this for real?
Yep. We match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year automatically.
Woo, I got my money.
Sorry to contain yourself, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Well, let it go. Woo.
Get a $1-for-$1 match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
I'm not a bad guy. You can ask all my friends. They'll tell you.
Option 1 always looks good.
I'm 6'5", 240, but I can move like a ninja.
Megatron!
Let's break it down.
He's going long.
It's nice to see a perfect pass that you caught.
Would you believe it?
I'd get on that field, and all of a sudden, I could become a different person.
Let's go, fellas, let's go! Picked off, James Harrison has it, and that's a touchdown!
Sports, concerts, and live events. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Coming up at the half, we're going to hear from Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy and first half highlights and analysis. And we just heard from Tyron Smith on the sideline. And, babe, it's pretty remarkable. He's going into his 11th year in the league now. And he's only 30 years old.
Yeah, well, he came out as a 20-year-old. Imagine a 20-year-old man going up against literally men. But he did okay.
Pass goes behind Simi Fehoko, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Cowboys.
You look at that draft that he came out of also, that 2011 draft, and what a great draft it was. Of the top 12 picks, all of them have been to at least one Pro Bowl. There were 3 that didn't. Those were quarterbacks. Jake Locker, Blaine Gabbert, drafted by Jacksonville, and Christian Ponder. But you got Hall of Famers in you got Von Miller. You got Patrick Peterson. You got Julio Jones. You got Tyron, who's going to be there. You got J.J. Watt. I mean, it was a fantastic draft, but the Cowboys, they drafted well.
A franchise left tackle. Can't draft much worse than that, or better than that.
It's a great opportunity right here to tie this back into that Philip Dorsett play we talked about earlier in the season. Right here, you'll see the receiver does not leave that quarterback that time on the sideline. And this play here is not made. You know, right now you're too close to you know what I mean? You make the play, but now you're out of bounds.
Yep, it's the old, great throw, great catch. Oh, he's just out of bounds. Well, then it doesn't matter, does it?
And it comes back to, it's a great throw by the quarterback. You got to make sure you keep that room so you make that play in bounds.
Brian Anger, his first year with the Cowboys, the former Houston Texan with the punt. It's fielded by Pharaoh Cooper. Fair catch. Jacksonville will have an opportunity with its 2-minute offense. Let's take a look at what the Cowboys are going to face the first half of the season. Of course, it all starts 11 days from now at Tampa Bay, and 2 road games to start the season before 3 straight home games. Philadelphia, Carolina, and the Giants back to back to back.
Yeah, you see that schedule there, Michael, but I only see one game, September 9th.
That's it. That's it. And test it in a great way in that game.
Oh, you find out real quick what kind of team you got, huh?
By the way, Tom Brady and the first team offense was in the game against the Texans last night for 2 series. He was 11 out of 14. Kind of looked like Tom Brady with 2 scoring drives.
You know, I think he's on his last legs, though. I think he's only got maybe 13 or 14 years left, Michael. He may be our first 50-year-old quarterback.
Let me just say this, man, because I saw him at the Hall of Fame, and when he saw me backstage, the first thing he said when he grabbed my hand, he said, "I'm going to kill your boys." I was like, okay, man, what's up? He's a competitor.
It is unbelievable what he is doing and where he is kind of setting the bar for how long you can play.
But you still see that drive, as I talked about earlier. In this game, since we have hand-to-hand, man-to-man combat on every play, I have to beat another man to win. It's not just skill, it's also will, and his will is just incredible. He still wants to win and beat you badly. That's the first thing came out of his mouth.
What was your response?
I can't tell you.
Going deep down the sideline. What a terrific catch made right in front of the Jacksonville bench.
Deontay Burton again just didn't get turned for the ball.
Find that ball.
It's got good coverage.
You're there.
Yep. He never sees the football at the end. Yep.
That's Jeff Cotton. Or rather, yeah, Jeff Cotton, number 88.
The ball hit the turf. Down. Nothing else. It stops the clock for C.J. Beathard and his Jacksonville offense here.
Will the game clock operator please 108 on the clock, please? 108.
It is interesting with Jacksonville with their backup quarterback situation. C.J. Beathard is a guy who has started games in this league. In fact, against the Cowboys back when he was with San Francisco.
Yep. His first NFL start came against Dallas. He lost 40-10, but yes.
And there's your pick.
And somebody got C.J. Beathard's arm back there and forced this. So the DB gets the credit. And when on the stat sheet, it'll say interception by, but it was the pressure that got to him.
And the pressure did get to him. And that ball was thrown behind him after he made a break in man-to-man coverage. We talked about timing all day here today between that quarterback and that pass catcher. And when you throw that ball behind like that, that is exactly what happens.
His arm gets hit, so he cannot follow through.
Exactly.
Let's see who got it there. Right there.
Right there.
Yep.
And that ball goes behind
Rondell Carter.
And it was Israel Mukuamu. Israel Mukuamu, the rookie out of South Carolina, who's made the conversion from cornerback to safety in his rookie year in the NFL.
Well, 1 minute left. Cowboys have 2 timeouts. Here we go.
Aaron Parker, who had the touchdown earlier, up near the first down marker. They'll move the chains.
Great work here for Garrett Gilbert and his 2-minute offense. Again, you rep it every day in practice, camp. Here you go. Get a chance to run it.
Looking for Nick Eubanks as tight end.
That was one of her. Nick Eubanks is running a flat. And right as Garrett Gilbert goes to throw it, Nick Eubanks turns up, and that happens.
He flips up.
Yeah, he doesn't think he's getting the ball.
But, baby, let me tell you something. I go back to that defensive play and that interception. That looked like that was like a cover 2 man under, right? And if you get pressure on the quarterback on a cover 2 man under, you'll have a great season. You'll have a great season if you could play that way.
Underneath to Brendan Knox. We're in the final 30 seconds of the first half. Cowboys taking their second timeout. And really, we came out of last week's game, Babe, where Cooper Rush played so well against the Texans, and he takes the first team reps behind Dak Prescott this week, starts this game, and now this is a great opportunity for Garrett Gilbert here.
Well, many times, too, for that quarterback, it's how things come up in the game. If you get the opportunity, Cedric Wilson ran a great corner route. They played man last week. It's like easy pitch and catch, and sometimes it doesn't come up for you. But, Michael, today it was a reverse. Things didn't come up well for Cooper Rush, but all of a sudden Garrett Gilbert's getting some time to throw and some open receivers.
And the receivers are making plays for him. That's how the game works.
You really are so dependent at that quarterback position of everybody around you.
Yeah, everything is interdependent in this league, though. At this level. Even right there, the timing on that play. When he makes that curl, when he makes that turn, that ball's already in the air. The DB doesn't have time to close and knock that ball down.
Fihoko got the first down. And now getting out of bounds, stopping the clock with just 7 seconds left. There's Reggie Davis.
So that Simi Fehoko catch at the end of this thing, he runs the ball in because he's inbounds, clock is running.
Right.
And the center, Farniak, comes out to grab it from him. Watch this. So he tosses it. That Farniak running with the ball to get it set up. He's going to be gassed. Then he's got to snap and go block a big guy. That was, I don't know that I've seen that, but I liked it.
Clearly they've practiced it.
Yeah, oh man.
And now Jacksonville wants a timeout with 7 seconds left.
You know who the happiest man in the world that Jacksonville called a timeout is?
Second timeout.
That would be Matt Farniak right there. Number 68.
And the offensive line coach Joe Philbin talking with Farniak there. They look at the draft class for the Cowboys. And he joined us late. Kelvin Joseph left the game early with what was described as a groin injury. We've seen Odigizua throughout this preseason. Haven't seen Golston. He's been injured throughout the preseason. Seen a lot of Nashawn Wright at cornerback and Jabril Cox.
Well, now you did baseball for the Texas Rangers. 3 years?
For 5 years.
5 years. Okay, so you know there's Randy Johnson's on the mound, and suddenly guys get the flu or they can't go that day against Randy Johnson or whoever that, you know. So did Kelvin Joseph say, oh, Tom Brady? Oh, maybe not. I'm totally kidding. I am totally kidding. That's not what happened. But I know it happens in baseball.
It definitely does.
I don't feel good today. Who's pitching? Yeah, Randy Johnson. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to.
Defense. Too many men on the field in formation. That 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
You know what the worst thing about that is, guys?
They're coming out of a timeout.
Yeah, you're coming out of a timeout.
Right.
I understand, especially preseason. Hey, everybody's everywhere, but you're coming out of a timeout, and so wait a minute.
And you know it runs. It runs guys like Urban Meyer.
Oh, man.
Jimmy. It runs those coaches crazy.
And now that play took 2 seconds.
Yeah. Beauty of that, too, Michael, is, you know, as announcers, you're looking, you don't know what happens. I don't know if I don't know what the protection is, so I don't know who's responsible for that blitzer necessarily. But when there's 12 guys on and one guy comes running off, it's pretty clear. That was a guy that wasn't supposed to be out there.
And so, here we go. Greg Zuerlein, the veteran. Ball will be set down at the 46-yard line, so it will be a 56-yard attempt for Zuerlein. And just misses to the left. Zuerlein has been out throughout the preseason, but they decided to take a shot at it there to end this first half.
That's a good way to get back.
Trevor Lawrence coming out hot at AT&T Stadium, 3-3 on his first drive, including that 18-yard touchdown connection with Pharoh Cooper. Jaguars leading the Cowboys 17-7 from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. As we welcome you to NFL Total Access at the Half, presented by Progressive Insurance. What's up, everybody? Brett Lewis here with the Super Bowl champions, Willie McGinnis and David Carr. And look, let's talk Trevor Lawrence. He started this game, DC, 6 of 6. Ball placement was fantastic. If I can think of 3 words, it was command, comfort, and completions. He had 11 of them.
Yeah, it was exactly what we talked about before the game. We wanted to see him get the ball out of his hands. It started with last week after the game. His post-game press conference was exactly that. I need to be more efficient. Willie talked about it in the pregame. He can't hold the ball as long as he did, and he did not. He knew exactly where he was going. I love the game plan. Even that first touchdown pass was a double move off a quick out. This was a nice throw on the first drive, perfectly thrown on the sideline. Everything he did. Today, he showed America's team, the Cowboys, and America why he's the #1 overall pick. He played like it. He showed the poise. I can even tell in his body mechanics and his mannerisms on that first drive, he was controlled. Even his first couple completions, his feet were underneath him. There wasn't really like a lot of panic in the pocket. He looked the part today. I mean, right here, that was just beautiful feet. Stepped into the throw. Nice throw across the middle with guy coming down. That was actually a penalty. A guy hit him in the face. I mean, he couldn't have played better. Couldn't feel better if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, David, and the coaches are pleased because in the meetings, this is what they wanted to see. And this is what you wanted to see as a quarterback. Kurt Warner said the other day he wanted to see. He was confident. The ball came out. He was decisive. He knew where to go with the football. He was comfortable. And he made accurate, beautiful passes down the field. And we saw a lot because we saw him do that from the pocket with pressure in his face. We saw them move the pocket, and he was accurate that way. And that's why he was the #1 overall pick, because they knew he can do that. They just wanted to see him do it and continue to do it and put all those plays together. And okay.
That's why he's out there today.
That's why he's out there today.
Right.
That's the only reason. Without, you know,
Marvin Jones, DJ Chark,
and all his other, you know, the pieces that's going to make it so. Looks great.
And keep an eye, Willie, on this budding connection with second-year wideout Laviska Shenault. They hooked up 3 times on that 3rd drive and ended up catching the 4-yard touchdown, which was Lawrence's 2nd of the first half. His day is done, but we are just getting started. We're going to get you back to the second half for kickoff of the Jags and Cowboys, and then we're back here with you, middle game of our triple header, Raiders and 49ers. You're going to see Trey Lance, and then we'll finish it off with the Patriots and Giants. Could Mac Jones claim the starting quarterback job with his performance today from MetLife Stadium? That's 6 p.m. Eastern Time kick. And yeah, you know what? When you're 11 of 12 for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns, go ahead and flip the hair, Trevor Lawrence. Get it. We're heading back to AT&T Stadium. Coming up.
NFL Total Access at the half is presented by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com.
Tonight, I'll be eating a veggie cheeseburger on ciabatta. No tomatoes.
Tonight, I'll be eating 4-cheese tortellini with extra tomatoes.
So it's come to this. Thank you.
Bravo.
Careful, Hamill. Daddy's not here to save you.
Oh, I am my daddy. Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
This is T-Mobile, America's leading 5G network. This is Apple TV Plus. And now, only T-Mobile gives new and existing customers 1 year of Apple TV Plus on us. That's a year of Apple originals like Ted Lasso and The Morning Show, so more people can watch them all in more places with 5G on the largest 5G network. Apple TV Plus on us, and America's leading 5G network. Only at T-Mobile.
Make this the summer of sand on the floorboard and mud on the tires, where one wave introduced you to 1,000 friends you didn't know you had, and one spirit of adventure took you places you hadn't dreamed existed. Make this the summer you discovered there's only one. Make this the summer of Jeep.
Get $2,250 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash on select 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee models. Plus, get 3 years no-cost maintenance with the Jeep Wave program.
It's time for the final week of preseason. And with the most live games on NFL Network,
I was built for this.
It's time for football.
Come on.
Week 3 of the NFL preseason, live on NFL Network.
The NFL's Fan of the Year contest, presented by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum, returns for 2021, and we're looking to celebrate more extraordinary fans who are a positive influence and inspire others through their love of football. Visit NFL.com/Fan of the Year for your chance to win and attend Super Bowl 56 right here in Los Angeles. All right, coming up for you later today here after the conclusion of the Jaguars-Cowboys game, we've got the Raiders and 49ers up from Santa Clara, California. We'll see Trey Lance, a rookie quarterback, in his final action before the regular season. Mac Jones and the Patriots visiting the Giants as well. Our nightcap here, all live on NFL Network. Fantastic triple header to close out this preseason. All right, let's get you back to some action from Saturday. Bears and Titans, 11th overall pick, Justin Fields, starting the preseason finale for Chicago. Andy Dalton, your regular season Week 1 starter, getting the night off. And, boy, Justin Fields feeling the heat as Bears quarterbacks have all preseason long. Sacked there, losses 7. Second quarter now, Bears down 14-10. Here's Fields. He can get out of trouble, and, man, can he make plays when he does. How about one of 3 touchdown connections? The Jesper Horsted. 27-24, Bears get the dub. Let's go to Houston, where the Super Bowl champs were in town. Bucs and Texans. 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady getting his second action of the preseason. First quarter, Brady to Chris Godwin, 28-yard gain. Bucs on the move here in this first drive. 3 plays later, Brady back to Godwin. This time he finds pay dirt. 24-yard touchdown. Brady 11 of 14, 154 in that touchdown. Bucs on to win it 23-16. And following that loss, the Houston Texans are sending edge rusher Shaq Lawson up to New York. You'll remember the Jets lost their big free agent acquisition, Carl Lawson, to a ruptured Achilles tendon, down for the year. So the Jets making a move at the edge rusher spot to bolster that position, acquiring Shaq Lawson for a 6th-round pick from the Houston Texans. And congratulations to one of the best safeties in the game. The Vikings and safety Harrison Smith have agreed to a 4-year, $64 million contract extension. Has been a mainstay on that Vikings defense, and now there for another 4 years. And coming up at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the inaugural Jerry Jones Classic between Longview High School and Denton Ryan High School. 2 Texas powerhouse schools playing at the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. The inaugural Jerry Jones Classic, 9:30 Eastern, here on NFL Network. And we mentioned the connection, top of the show, that Trevor Lawrence is finding with his wideout Laviska Shenault. There it is, perfectly placed 4-yard touchdown pass. Jaguars 17-7 over the Cowboys right now. Second half kickoff on the way.
Wake up. We got breaking news here, folks.
I got a good feeling. Come on, yo.
This is a huge deal. That's the NFL. It just keeps on coming.
Make every morning a good morning.
We are so excited.
I cannot wait to see this one.
Yeah, boom. Good Morning Football, only on NFL Network.
I'm back now. I'm back. Look at my crown. I never been. Let's go! Now, I'm back. King back. Always stand proud. We're gonna have some fun now.
Here we go again.
This is NFL Total Access. I'm your host, MJ Acosta-Ruiz.
Nobody has the National Football League covered like us.
Steelers sack master TJ Watt.
I'm just trying to be the best that I can be for my team.
We've got all the latest news.
The Bills said, yeah, this is our guy for the long haul.
All the in-depth analysis.
Trevor Lawrence is the guy that everyone wants to see.
What he brings to the game, his style, can help this offense.
All from the experts you trust.
That's what we're talking about, people.
Reporting on every team.
It's all set up for the quarterback to be successful.
This is my home. I'm a Cowboy. This is only the beginning.
Christian McCaffrey is a beast of a running back. McCaffrey leaps and goes.
Every weeknight.
We're going to see this offense take strides.
What a catch!
From every angle.
He's going to be a star in this league, hands down.
And we've got it dialed in from coast to coast.
Woo, baby!
It's all your football needs, all in one place.
Let's go! Holy smoke, forget about it!
NFL Total Access, only on NFL Network.
Fantastic final day of the preseason. You can see 2 good ones right here later on NFL Network. Raiders and 49ers from Santa Clara. Trey Lance trying to make one final impression on the Niners coaching staff. Same goes for Mac Jones as he and the Patriots head to MetLife Stadium to take on the Giants. It's our nightcap, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, all live here on NFL Network. And the 49ers are showing up for work at Levi Stadium. There's George Kittle. I don't know how much we'll see one of the best tight ends in football today, but we will see one of the best rookies in football, and that is Trey Lance. The quarterback has been terrific at times here in his first 2 games of the preseason. Brett Lewis back here with the Super Bowl champions, Willie McGinnis and David Carr. DC, what could he do today to make an impact on Kyle Shanahan, maybe see some more time this season?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Kyle Shanahan, because that's really what it is about with this quarterback competition. His offense is so much progression oriented, where he gives you the answers. All you have to do is just get through the progression smoothly. And that has been the real issue with Jimmy Garoppolo and his inability to really do that. And Trey Lance showed that against the Chargers. Like, he did an excellent job of popping his feet, using his eyes right here, and ripping a strike down the middle on a touchdown. I mean, it was really good, and it's going to make Kyle Shanahan, who's the orchestrator of this offense at the end of the day, really sit there and have to think about this one, because Trey brings you a lot from a mobility standpoint, just a release standpoint, and if he can do the same things, and if not better, as far as getting through his reads and finding the open receiver in this offense, he's really in the mix for this. I mean, he could absolutely be the starter opening day for them.
Yeah, and David, real quick, a lot of people didn't see the scrimmages versus the Chargers and other teams where Jimmy was turning the football over a lot, and that's not good. And the other key thing that you mentioned was talking about opening up the playbook. Kyle Shanahan has not had an opportunity to do that. And when you give up so much, 3 first-round picks and a third, this kid at some point is going to have to play.
And I love the way he worked through some early struggles against the Chargers last time out. Had a terrific drive to end the first half against L.A., drive that ended with a touchdown. Okay, let's get back here to our final game, Willie. And this is your Patriots visiting the Giants to finish things out. Look, if you had to think of 2 things that come to mind when you're talking about Mac Jones, command and execution. He's done it the first 2 games. Can he do enough here in this 3rd game to find himself your Week 1 starter?
I don't know about the Week 1 starter, but he is doing enough to show that he is digesting the information that Josh McDaniels is giving to him. He's going into football games, and he's executing that. And David mentioned it earlier. It's about growth from Week 1 to Week 2 to Week 3. Sure. We're seeing growth in all these young quarterbacks. He's doing what the Patriots are asking him to do. He's taking care of the football. He's commanding the huddle. He's executing on the football field, not taking a lot of risks. And more importantly, can you take whatever Josh does from week to week? Not everything, but from week to week, because it changes. It does. It changes from week to week. Can you do that and go into a football game and execute and show that you're not going to turn the football over and you're going to make plays to help your football team win? That is extremely important. Now, the reason why I still give Cam Newton the upper hand is because versatility is so important in this offense, and they can do a lot more with Cam that they can't do with Mac Jones. And now that he has the weapons at his disposal, it's a fair assessment that he didn't have last year.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with our resident Patriot, Willie. I don't know if there's anything else that Mac Jones could do at this point. He's played fantastic in the preseason. He's done everything Josh McDaniels has asked him to do. He gets through his progressions well. He understands where his checkdowns are. There's no negatives to what I've seen so far. So, you know, for me, let's see what happens.
And with that, let's send it back out to the second half kickoff from AT&T Stadium. Bill Jones, Babe Laufenberg, and our Michael Irvin, the playmaker, on the call.
And how about Mr. Hardy with the tackle on special teams? Jaquan Hardy, you know, you look at the Cowboys running back situation with the loss of Rico Dowdle for the season, placed on injured reserve. We know Zeke's making the team. We know the backup is making the team as well. And Tony Pollard. But check out number 37, Jaquan Hardy, trying to make the team.
Now, a lot of these guys, Michael, they have not played special teams in college. He did at Tiffin.
Jake Luton in at quarterback to start the second half. And we also know that Michael enjoyed playing special teams in his time with the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I was about to say that, Babe, man. You know.
Jags, third quarterback of the game for Jacksonville. And there's a first down.
Early on, Jimmy tried to put me in college. He put me back to catch some punts. And I really didn't want to be back here. I'll never forget Mel Bratton coming to me and say, hey, you know how Jimmy is. If you really don't want to be back there, just fumble the ball one time.
That's great.
Right. I fumbled it, and I never called another punt.
Oh, that's great. Wearing his number 47 at the U.
Yeah. Hey, you could wear it again now.
That's right.
There was a time you couldn't wear that number as a receiver, but that changed this year.
Divine Ozigbo, another local product out of Saxe High School and the University of Nebraska in their running back for Jacksonville.
Why didn't you want to return punts, Mike?
Oh, my God, man. You listen, I have nothing but respect for those guys, man. But I call that a kamikaze. That's, oh, my God, it's crazy. It's crazy watching those guys run down, taking those hits.
You can get a behind-the-scenes look at AT&T Stadium with a VIP self-guided or art tour. Stadium tours available daily. For more info, purchase tours, visit attstadium.com/tours. Ozigbo trying to get outside, and there's Jabril Cox, number 48, coming up to make the stop.
Again, Cowboys leading tackler in the preseason. He has really played well. He just looks like a guy who knows how to play the game. Well coached at North Dakota State, then a year at LSU, but he just does everything right, Michael.
That great angle, man. He spotted it up, came up, and made the play.
All right, third down. Time for the pass rush to get after young Jake Luton here.
We saw 56 Bradley Anae with the pursuit on that run play. Let's see if he can get some pressure on the quarterback from the right side. There's the blitz coming, and getting rid of the football is Luton. Had to get rid of it quickly. Mukuamu, number 38, had the pick in the first half, and the pressure here.
Mukuamu's having himself a football game. Now, this is one of those, too, where you, as a blitzer, you just hope nobody picks you up. And that's exactly what happened. There was nobody accounting for Mukuamu in the pass protection there. So he has a free run at the quarterback. Eyes have to light up right there, saying, oh, none of those big guys are coming out to get me.
And Mukuamu is a big guy as a safety. Johnny Dixon on the punt return, nowhere to go. Laquan Treadwell recovering punts for Jacksonville with a flag down on the play.
Man, you see how he stood in there and just waited on that ball. It takes some real guts to do that. I'm telling you, man, those dudes have some real courage. Courage doesn't say fear didn't exist. He has an ability to overcome his fears in those situations, which I did not have.
More courage to return punts or return kickoffs?
Right. Return punts.
During the return.
You return the punts,
holding,
no doubt. Receiving team number 38. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Right.
Timeout.
Right when we're bragging on him. That's Mukuamu, by the way.
Johnny Dixon has courage.
Crack open a Budweiser and make the most of summer's last barbecues and poolside hangs. This Labor Day weekend, enjoy the last sips of summer by picking up Budweiser today.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
We did it again. Verizon has been named America's most reliable network by RootMetrics. And our customers rated us #1 for network quality in America, according to J.D. Power. #1 in reliability 16 times in a row. Most awarded for network quality 27 times in a row. Proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network.
The thump of a trunk closing is a satisfying sound. That sound says we're leaving. We're headed out there. On our way to do stuff. But more importantly, it leads to some other equally satisfying sounds. Enjoy seasonal savings on everything you need for fall, like appliances, grills, and power tools. Save more this Labor Day in-store and online at the Home Depot. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
We're here for that NFL Red Zone feeling. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. That give me 2 games at once. No, 8 games at once. Every touchdown from every game, every Sunday afternoon feeling. Go to NFL.com/redzone and get it now.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
BOSS.
Cowboys going on offense for the first time here in the second half. That means it's Ben DiNucci time at quarterback. Down 17-7 starting the second half, and field position not good to get things started. Backed up at their own 10-yard line. And that's Jeremy Sprinkle, the veteran tight end on the receiving end.
That's a good way to start it out. DiNucci getting himself loosened up. And here's the one thing he has to do today. Obviously, 3 of his last 4 possessions last week against Houston ended up with interceptions. And at the end of his drive, a toe has to hit the football. It can be an extra point, Michael. It can be a field goal, or it can be a punt. But he just needs to take better care of the football. And that's what they'll be watching for him to do this afternoon.
First down after a pickup of 15 yards, and then Brendan Knox picks up about 4. Gary Gilbert worked the second quarter of this game for the Cowboys. Cooper Rush got the start alongside Zach Martin on the sideline.
Garrett is talking to Martin saying, you know, hey, it's really fun talking to you, but I really like it if you come into the game when I'm in there. I'd really enjoy that, I think. Zach is probably saying, yeah, I don't think I'd enjoy it quite as much as you would.
Nothing there for Knox this time. They've lost a yard.
I could be wrong, but Zach Martin, Michael, strikes me as one of those guys that he does want to be in the game. If they said, hey, you're playing a half, you're playing 3/4, he'd say, great.
Right. Zach's a player, man. I'm so happy he's on our football team. But I also like what they did with DiNucci here. The first play, they rolled him out. You know, you talked about some of the problems he had last week. Let's roll him out. Let's get him out on the end. Let him make a big play. And then they handed the ball off here a couple times. But you'll have to throw it probably now.
Yeah, big third down here for DiNucci.
3rd and 6. Osiris Mitchell, the intended receiver.
There again, I would like this receiver pressing more on this DB also. Here, get back upfield now. Press back in against him. If he's pressing back in against him, that's not a bad throw right there by DiNucci. I would expect more out of the wide receiver to give him an opportunity to make that play.
Brandon Rusnak was defending for Jacksonville there. And it's punt time for the Cowboys. Backed up inside his 15-yard line. It's Pharoh Cooper.
It's a good play right there. But going back to that, babe, what I was talking about, that receiver, young guys, they're trying to run away from the DB as opposed to just playing them on the inside.
Stephen Parker out of Oklahoma with the tackle on special teams.
I'm really nervous. I don't know what I should wear.
Just wear something not too crazy. Remember, it's a business dinner, not a costume party.
On the Spotty Network, this is what she heard.
Just wear something crazy. Remember, it's a costume party.
Costume party.
Yes.
Don't trust first impressions to just any network. Go with T-Mobile, the crown jewel of 5G.
Anybody want to split a turkey leg?
As someone who resembles someone else, I appreciate that Liberty Mutual knows everyone's unique. That's why they customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Oh, yeah. That's the spot. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Over the years, Mercedes-Benz has patented thousands of safety innovations, crash tested so many cars we've stopped counting, and built our most punishing test facility yet in our effort to build the world's safest cars. We've created crumple zones and autonomous braking, active lane keeping assist, and blind spot assist. We've introduced airbags, side curtain airbags, and now the first ever rear-mounted front impact airbags. All in the hope that you never need any of it.
Subway has so much new it didn't fit in their last ad. Like the new steak and cheese. They start with new freshly baked artisan Italian bread. And then they pile on new thicker cut tender marinated steak and top it off with melted cheese. Well, guess they need another ad. The Eat Fresh refresh at Subway. There's too much new to fit in one commercial.
I'm Jacob Emrani. Subway has so much new, it didn't fit in their last ad, so they bought time in mind. Their new artisan Italian bread is the best. Just ask my satisfied client.
Jacob got me the footlong I deserve.
Call Jacob. It's the biggest NFL fantasy season ever, and we've got all the info you need to dominate your league.
Are you feeling this quarterback? This guy is a player.
And Kyler Murray has a touchdown.
NFL Fantasy Live, Monday at 6 on NFL Network.
Just be someone that they can rely on, be someone that can come in, hit the ground running, help us win right away.
Our Bank of America defensive featured player of the game, Osa Odighizuwa, the third-round pick out of UCLA. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. And the best news for Osa Odighizuwa, not that he's in danger of not making the squad, is the fact he didn't play in this game, which means you're assured of making the squad, Osa. Jake Luton, his second series. And it's a long pickup for Jeff Cotton as he breaks a tackle and gets down the sideline for a big pickup.
Nice job by Luton here. He's trying to get a deep ball here. And what happens, too, though, if you're back there and you have protection and you're holding on to that football a little bit, the defense is all going back, so there's a greater separation when you drop it off.
Right, and that's exactly what he did.
Example. Everybody's way downfield here, and they got to come up and make a tackle now.
A pickup of 29 yards out to the 47-yard line. And they'll work the right flank this time. And it's Parker coming up to make the tackle, and down on the sideline, Kyle Yeomans.
Thank you, Bill. Wanted to give an update on Kelvin Joseph. I gave the report in the first half talking about how he left the game around the 4:30 mark in that opening frame. It was a left groin. He has now been upgraded to out and has not returned from the tunnel. Additionally, Malik Turner has gone into the tunnel for further evaluation. He was on punt coverage during that last special teams run.
All right, thanks, Kyle. It was completion to Josh Hammond for 6 yards. Sets up 2nd and 4 for Jake Luton and the Jags. Devine Ozigbo slips the tackle and gets the first down.
There's Jabril Cox. He's getting a pretty good dose tonight this afternoon, Michael.
Gotta make that tackle.
I say tonight, I'm just not used to a preseason game being played at noon. So, matter of fact, I think it's the first home preseason game for the Cowboys in the afternoon in 30 some odd years.
Losing the ball, and it gets kicked downfield. And Ozigbo touchdown back near the 40-yard line.
Justin Hamilton is the one that kicked it. And of course, he wasn't trying to kick it. He was just trying to beat his guy. And all of a sudden, the ball's on the ground. And you'll see number 99 there, right up the middle. And boom. Gives it a nice little soccer-style kick. John.
Five-yard penalty. Second down.
So you look at what they did last year, the Cowboys, the first 10 weeks, only Houston had fewer takeaways than the Dallas defense. Then weeks 11 through 17, no one had more takeaways than the Dallas defense. They had 16. So literally, it was a tale of two halves of the season. Now, can they pick up where they left off last year in terms of taking the ball away?
And in some respects, it was a tale of different quarterbacks that they were facing in the second half of the season, too, for the other teams. Jake Luton. Nice catch made by Ozigbo, and he's buried at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of just a couple of yards. John Deere, the official tractor of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, when you're practicing, when a team is really focused on turnovers, you know, every team says turnovers, but you really know when a team is focused on turnovers. You'll see practice, you'll see fights in practice because guys are still ripping for the ball late in plays.
Third and long. Ozigbo. And there's McQuamu, who got him by the face mask, it looked like, and the flag comes in.
Man, 3rd and 30. It's going to be an automatic first down. The yardage won't give him the first down, but again, that face mask is an automatic first down, and that's a That's a killer right there for a drive.
And playing down and distance here. Why are you flying up to make this tackle?
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 38. That 15-yard penalty being enforced from the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
You put yourself in position. You're not flying. You're flying up to make that play. Right at that spot right there is not going to just settle down. Let him come to you for another yard. It's still time to kick the ball. But when you do this, it's first down.
Yep, that was the only way they were getting a first down on that play.
I'll say this, he is getting himself in the stat sheet, is he not? He's been everywhere.
He's a stat stuffer.
No kidding.
Good and bad. And Luton finds man underneath. And breaking free is Nathan Cottrell for a few extra yards.
No, they had him stopped at the short of the first down here, but it's Deontay Burton here, right side of your screen. He's coming up, does a good job, going to make the tackle, and doesn't get him to the ground.
Yeah, you just got to come up, get you a base. Get a base.
I will say, you know, you
make a play.
Excuse me, Nathan, you know, Cottrell, you never give the other guy credit, right? But pretty good play on his part for Jacksonville.
Pickup of 11 and a first down, and Cottrell gets about 6 to the 20.
That's what I always like, Michael. When your running back is running great, you say, man, we have a great running back. But if it's a defense that they're running through, you say, no, we can't tackle anybody. It's like, well, you know, it's kind of the same thing here. As they say, they pay the other guy.
They pay the other team. The other guy gets paid too. You're absolutely right.
So 2nd and 5 from the 21. Luton, a 6th-round draft pick out of Oregon State last year for Jacksonville. Started his college career at Idaho. And throwing for the end zone, but not there. To Colin Johnson, the former Texas Longhorn.
Great job of Nashawn Wright here. Just you talked about it earlier. Happened with Jacksonville and the Cowboys receiver, but Nashawn Wright, he's in the slot there, and he just keeps pushing, and stays ahead of the receiver. Really nice job there.
That was a great job right there. And the way he played it, he's always looking back for the ball. That's why he doesn't get that call. Nobody makes a call enough. If he's just looking at that receiver, they'll throw a flag there.
And how about that matchup? 6'4" Nashawn Wright against 6'6" Colin Johnson. 3rd down from the 21. And there's the first down, working on Deontay Burton again. And that's Cotton again with the catch.
You mentioned Jake Luton here, the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, 6th-round pick last year for the Jags. And they obviously traded Gardner Minshew yesterday, a 6th-rounder that they drafted a couple of years ago for a 6th-rounder. But maybe they like this Luton kid. I mean, he's been impressive here in the second half for Jacksonville.
And he started 3 games for Jacksonville last year, so he has more starts in his NFL career than either Cooper Rush or Garrett Gilbert have combined. As Cottrell gets down inside the 10.
10-yard penalty. First down.
Back up Jacksonville. Deontay Burton, number 33, was Laviska Shenault. Got the touchdown on him earlier.
And this one, he just couldn't find the ball. Doesn't locate the ball. He's got perfect coverage.
Yeah. Cottrell breaks free and got the first down after the missed tackle. Going underneath, down to the 11-yard line, and Burton makes the tackle that time on Josh Hammond.
Well, this Dallas defense wants to keep him out of there. Again, we talked about winning, losing, how important is it? But you got a 10-point ball game right now. Time ticking down in the 3rd quarter. You want to make a stop here and keep this to a 2-possession game, and you know that's what Mike McCarthy wants. I always say, you know, hey, it doesn't mean anything, but they're going to keep score. Let's try to win it. And they do keep score.
Rolling out Luton. And reaching for the pylon and in with the touchdown, the veteran Laquan Treadwell.
Veteran and well-traveled Laquan Treadwell.
First rounder by Minnesota.
Yeah, first rounder by Minnesota. Was in Atlanta. Dan Quinn had him last year in Atlanta. That's a touchdown, huh? Don't need to look at that one twice. I mean, we like to look at it again.
And again.
But the officials don't need to.
Treadwell.
Player stories. NFL Fantasy. It couldn't be easier to play. Download the NFL Fantasy app today.
We're all here for football.
Welcome to the party, my friends.
Why stop now? We're talking about those epic matchups.
Unbelievable.
It's man against man and instant classics.
He caught it with 1 second left.
This is going to live forever. We're here for the Thursday night throwdowns.
Touchdown. Chargers win it.
It doesn't get much better. Sunday morning breakdowns.
He's going to add to his legacy.
And all the inside lowdown.
I got to just play hard, game in and game out.
Oh, have some of that.
They are the most interesting team in the AFC.
Your team.
With the first pick.
It's going to be fun to watch these young, talented quarterbacks.
There is no ceiling for this young man.
Our team.
This is such an exciting time for a fan.
What we got was pretty good.
I'm loving this.
Every team is different. Every Sunday afternoon feeling. Could this be a miracle?
It's Murray magic.
Go to NFL.com/redzone and get it now.
Skycam brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the official casino of the Dallas Cowboys. Skycam looks. He will take over. Matt Farniok got the start at center, 7th round draft pick out of Nebraska. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, watch him. He does a great job of dropping his hips. You have to when you're playing that center position because you may have a big old nose tackle. Look at that. Replaces the hands, gets his hips down, plays with leverage, goes to the second level here, Michael. Good little run for Matt Farniok.
Right there. You see right there.
Always have questions at backup center. Of course, Tyler Biadasz is the starter, and we've seen throughout the preseason Connor Williams get an opportunity just to take some snaps there. Did not go well against Arizona.
Yeah, and obviously nothing can happen until the ball gets snapped. And, you know, it's his first year doing it, but he certainly struggled through training camp.
But people got to understand, though. Now, listen, when you're playing center,
what you always have to be planning for what if there's an injury at a certain position, and so what do the Cowboys do at backup center? It's a big question.
Good job here just getting that first down. Cowboys with 3 of 10 on third down. They pick up 1 here. And again, for Ben DiNucci, it just gives you another set of downs, right? A whole nother set of plays. We heard Mike McCarthy on the halftime.
Right there for him.
No one knows this more than me, Michael, but that is hard, and you just cannot do that, especially on the heels. Again, we talked at the start. Hey, the toe has got to hit the ball. A PAT, a field goal, a punt. That ball should have been intercepted.
Had 3 picks last week in the second half against Houston.